Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean.
Fighting Phillies, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Phillies Postgame Show here on the JAKIB YouTube channel, brought to you by Colony Pools and Power Washing. My name is Marc Farzetta, and yes, this show is brought to you by Colony Pools and Power Washing. Bring your home back to life for the summer of 2023. Give our sponsor for the entire baseball season a call at 302-762-2250. That's 302-762-2250. If you're tired of seeing the ugly green algae stains on your roof, if you live in Delco, Chester counties, or the state of Delaware, let Colony pressure wash your house and take the pressure off you. Phillies pick up the 8-3 victory. Aaron Nola takes a no-no into the seventh inning. And, of course, it had to be you. It had to be you, Nick Maton, to just shove it in our back like that. But anyway, he had a 3-run home run that kind of negated the old no-hit bid there from Aaron Nola. And Trey Turner gets his first 4-hit game as a Philadelphia Philly. He had 3 4-hit games going into tonight. He got his 4th, obviously, and his first 4-hit game as a Philly. Going to make that more convoluted. So a lot of going on there for the Phillies when it came to their bats. JT Realmuto gets another hit. Bryce Harper, Nick Castellanos, Kyle Schwarber getting on base. He had 2 4-pitch walks. His first 2 at-bats, I believe, were a 4-pitch walk and a 4-pitch walk. Those were his first 2 at-bats. So they wanted no parts of him. That Wentz fella, oh boy, was not very accurate in South Philly tonight. I know we've said that phrase before, but the Phillies get the victory. They return from their 10-game road trip with a win at Citizens Bank Park tonight, and it happened in phenomenal fashion. Aaron Nola tonight. We've talked about this. I know I've conversed with you guys on Twitter about this. Aaron Nola is at his best when he is able to throw that 2-seam fastball for strikes. And it's able to cut away from left-handed hitters, cutting inside to right-handed hitters. And when he can do that with great consistency, almost like he's pulling that string, oh my goodness, he's unbelievable. He's absolutely unbelievable. And he had that pitch working for him tremendously tonight. He was also able to throw his knuckle curve well for strikes. But I remember before the game, I tweeted out, what do you think Nola's line is tonight? And I had some people saying that he was going to go 7 innings and he was going to give away into 5 walks. And I'm like, if he makes it to the 7th inning while walking 5, that's amazing, because that's bonkers. His pitch count would be so high. But let me just say this. The common theme was that Aaron Nola was going to go 5 to 6 innings, maybe 7, and he was going to allow at least 3 runs. Well, the 3 runs ended up being true. Not all of them were earned, though. But when it came to his performance tonight, he looked like from the get-go that he was on point. And he had that 2-seamer working for him beautifully. And I was waiting for the moment where it was going to hit the fan. But as the game went on, with the exception of that 7th inning where just some things didn't go his way, he was on point. He was throwing the knuckle curve for strikes. He was throwing the 2-seamer for strikes. He was popping the mid at 95 mile per hour with his 4-seam fastball. Everything was working well. The sinker was working for him. There was a number of times on the broadcast they referred to what he was throwing as a sinker. Not on the broadcast, but with the way that they were describing the pitches, both on the screen and in like the play-by-play on ESPN. When they were doing that, it said sinker, sinker, sinker. And I'm like, those aren't sinkers. Those are 2-seam fastballs. They're not sinking. They're cutting. Whatever. But nonetheless, he was great today. There was a couple instances we'll go through when we hit the play-by-play that he had a couple of at-bats that I'm sure lasted longer than he would have liked to enjoy them or would have liked them to have lasted. But throughout this game, he just looked like the Aaron Nola that has finished in the top 5 of the Cy Young Award voting twice, in the top 7 another time. This is a guy that looked like the guy that we could rely on in years past. And then there was that weird bat in the 7th inning with Nick Maton. But like I said, we'll get into that. But for the most part, this was vintage Aaron Nola when he's on. For the vast majority of this season, we've seen the vintage Aaron Nola of when he's off and he can't throw for strikes, and these walking batters, he's hanging pitches that are like put on a tee for batters to blast out of the park. But this was the guy that we have been waiting to see. The only unfortunate thing, even more so than the 3-run home run, because the Phillies were up 5-0, but even more so than that, the only unfortunate thing is that this is great. I love what I saw, but can he do it again? Back-to-back. I mean, I hate calling a start that he took a no-hitter into the 7th inning as a solid start, but when it's still 3 runs across the plate, it's still a solid start. I'd love to see another solid start from Aaron Nola again. Maybe this one where he goes 7 scoreless. Maybe another one where he goes 6 scoreless. Let's get cocky. Let's go 8 scoreless with another 12 strikeouts. It was a thing of beauty. And the thing was, going into tonight, and I want to make sure I get these numbers right for you. And I look, we talked about the Phillies beating the Nationals 2 out of 3 times, which is great. But bottom line is it is still the Nationals. But the Phillies needed that get-right series, and let's hope that that was their get-right series. But if you look at this particular game, just like the Phillies needed to beat a team like the Nationals, Aaron Nola needed to beat a team like the Detroit Tigers. Now, going into tonight, they had one of the worst averages in all of baseball. The 28th worst batting average as a team at 228. Then when it came to home runs, they have hit only 47 home runs on the season. That ranks it at number 27. The right is 27th in all of baseball when it comes to home runs. And then runs a game, they don't score. They're tied for 23rd in that category. So this was a game that Aaron Nola needed to go out there and dominate. And that's exactly what he did in this ball game. I absolutely loved what I saw from Aaron Nola. And the number one thing that jumped out to me, and it's a thing that I really hope, and when I was going back and forth with a couple of you guys on Twitter, Ruin today, my buddy Joe on Twitter as well, saying that you're hoping that this two-seamer is something he's going to stick with. I noticed in the very next inning, it was like knuckle curve, knuckle curve, knuckle curve, knuckle curve. And it's like, they're going to wait for the fastball. Go back to the fastball. They eventually would rely on the fastball again, but I just thought that was interesting. So we'll continue that conversation about Aaron Nola when we hit the play-by-play. But somebody else we got to talk about is Nick Castellanos. I mentioned the numbers that Nick Castellanos has been able to put up recently. He has now got his average up to 319 with a 365 on base percentage. Another multi-hit game today for Nick Castellanos, including an RBI. We'll get to that in the play-by-play. And then the guy that was, while Nola starred on the hill, the guy at the plate that was the star, without question, Trey Turner. I've been telling you guys, I've been honest, I've been real. I don't like this lineup. Rob Thompson, I don't like this lineup. But, oh my God, you have a guy that can't get hits, all of a sudden gets hits once you put it back at the top of the order. You have a guy that can't get clutch hits, and that's in Kyle Schwarber. Then you have a guy that can't get clutch hits. You put him as your cleanup hitter, and all of a sudden he's getting clutch hits. He got another clutch hits today. Couple clutch hits today. 4, as a matter of fact, including 2 home runs. What you saw from Trey Turner today was spectacular. Absolutely stellar from Trey Turner. And I give a lot of credit to Rob Thompson. You got to give credit to a manager when he's pushing the right buttons, even if it makes no sense whatsoever. And I'll say it again. I hate this lineup. I hate the way it's orchestrated. But if it scored runs, then I love the lineup. The thing that was really wild to me today with Trey Turner, and let's just address the obvious first and foremost. The home runs were cool. Okay. All right. We got that out of the way. The other thing was Trey Turner working full counts. Trey Turner going deep into counts. Trey Turner seeing a lot of pitches. The 3rd inning, it is first home run of the game. Okay. Works the full count. Gets the inside cutter that just didn't cut enough. And he belted it into left field for the home run for the Phillies to go up 3-0. That was the Trey Turner I have been waiting to see play for the Phillies. That is the World Baseball Classic Trey Turner that we saw in the the late goings of the spring training, in the middle of spring training, when he went out to play for Team USA. That's the version of Trey Turner that we've all been waiting for. That's really the version of Trey Turner that we have seen throughout Trey Turner's career. That's the guy we've been waiting to see in Philadelphia. You know what you call that in Philadelphia? A $300 million man. And finally, today, he looked like that guy. Got his 3rd 3-hit game as a Phil. His first 4-hit game as a Phil. He only had 1 4-hit game last year. In all of last year for the Dodgers, he only had 1 4-hit game. And it came on June 21st. So to see him go out there today and put that in his back pocket, I don't know how else you can build confidence other than going 4 for 5 with 2 home runs. Oh, and you're also the team's cleanup hitter. Credit to Rob Thompson for feeling that one out. God bless that Canadian. But he looked like a guy who was just comfortable at the plate. If he did get 2 strikes on him, he was fouling pitches off. He was still getting deep in the count. He had a good eye. He wasn't flailing at pitches. I mean, it goes without saying, the best game we've seen from Trey Turner so far as a member of the Phillies. You can make an argument. Actually, the game, you can't even make an argument. The game he had the tying 2-run home run, forget about it. This game, 1,000 times better. 4 hits, sign him up, playing great at shortstop as well. Without question, phenomenal performance by Trey Turner's best game as a member of the Philadelphia Phillies. One point of concern, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer here. I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer. I don't know, he got a hit in the at-bat, but when Bryce Harper was kind of like wincing there with his right elbow, and he was kind of wincing, and he got a single later in the at-bat, I didn't like that. And the fact that the guy has an injury and he's not allowed maybe 5 extra seconds to put on a piece of equipment, that's a little ridiculous. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's a lot ridiculous. So anyway, he's kind of wincing a little bit. He's stretching out his arm. He eventually gets the hit. He makes it to third. He later scores. I just hope that after the game, we get a great report about Trey Turner being fine and dandy, because I still would very much love if by the end of the year, let's say by August, he's healthy enough, the elbow is healthy enough for him to play first base, and Kyle Schwarber can be your designated hitter. That would be the ultimate prize for me. If the Phillies put a nice little win streak together, they win, 8 of 10. They have a nice little run here, whether that's starting now or after the Dodgers series. Diamondbacks aren't going to be any pushover, as we know. But if the Phillies could do something where they look like a team that could make a little bit of a run here, and they start putting wins together, and then you start having those meaningful games in mid to late August and through September, I would like to know that you can have Bryce Harper as your first baseman and Kyle Schwarber as your designated hitter. Seeing Bryce Harper kind of treat the elbow in a tender way today made me a little nervous, and hopefully sooner rather than later we'll get a report that all's fine and dandy. Bryce Harper, no problem. Bryce Harper's fine. No worries whatsoever. Let's get to the play-by-play of the ball game tonight and just see where everybody's head's at when it comes to this Philadelphia Phillies team. Not too shabby at all. Give Farzy some likes, you bums. We'll get to that later. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. Here's my playbook. Here's my notes. Here's my copious notes, okay? So I mentioned that first inning with Aaron Nola, the other star of the game. Gets up there. Baez was his first strikeout victim of the afternoon, of the evening, I should say. Baez goes up there and he strikes out looking at a 94-mile-per-hour fastball, 2-seamer that cut back in across the plate. Then Badu steps up to the plate. He strikes out looking again, this time also a 2-seamer tailing back into the plate. A 14-pitch first inning for Aaron Nola. When I saw that called strike, I was pretty impressed. With what he had going on there. Then in the bottom of the first inning, Kyle Schwarber leads it off. That was a 6-pitch at bat, but he walked. 6-pitch at bat. Castellanos gets the single. Harper flies out to center field, deep to center field, by the way, just missed a home run. Then Trey Turner steps up, his first clutch hit of the day, gets the RBI single to left, just off the mid of Baez and shortstop, trickles into left field. It ends up bringing a run home. As you see Kyle Schwarber score, it is 1-0 Phillies. Then in the second inning, a masterclass with Aaron Nola. Torkelson strikes out. Maton strikes out on the knuckle curve, and man, that was nasty. And this is where he fell in love with the curveball a little bit. And then Haas goes up to the plate, and he strikes out. He goes up to the plate. He's down in the count. He's got 2 strikes on him, and he's not set looking at the pitcher by 8 seconds on the pitch clock. Okay? For all of you that don't know the rule yet, and I hope to God you know the rule by now, but for the one person probably that doesn't know the rule, you got to be looking at the pitcher by the 8 count. He wasn't looking at the pitcher by the 8 count. His head was still down. He looked up at 7. The umpire calls him for the automatic strike, and he strikes out. Aaron Nola strikes out the side, getting the last strike of the inning and the last out of the inning on an automatic strike call by Haas at home plate. Whoops! So he gets out of that inning. Going to the second inning, you got a runner on with one out. Guthrie got the single to right field. Schwarber ends up striking out. Then Nick Castellanos puts one into the outfield for a double. It's an RBI double. The Phillies go up 2-0. Then, unfortunately, Bryce Harper grounds out to second baseman to end the threat. Miguel Cabrera comes up for his first at bat. Let me pause on this for a second. Third inning, Miguel Cabrera comes up for his third at bat. Miguel Cabrera is the last the last player that played at Veterans Stadium. He's the last player that has played at Veterans Stadium that's still active in Major League Baseball. How insane is that? He's played at both Veterans Stadium and Citizens Bank Park. Like, I just think about the names that played in both places. Chase Utley, barely, but he played. Jimmy Rollins, certainly, and he played. I mean, Scott Rowland did it for, obviously multiple teams, but played at the Vet and played at, Citizens Bank Park. Just thinking about the list of names and how incredible that is unbelievable. And I will say this, Miguel Cabrera is one of my favorite all-time baseball players to watch play. Like, of non-Philadelphia athletes, Miguel Cabrera is certainly towards the top of that list. Vladimir Guerrero is towards the top of that list. Tony Gwynn, Cal Ripken, these guys are up there for me in terms of just favorite athletes to watch play that never put on a Philadelphia uniform. And Miguel Cabrera, one of the things I really remember about him, aside from his amazing talent and being like 19 years old and hitting home runs off Roger Clemens, for instance, but one of the things I remember about him, and it's such a random thing, but in 2016, and I tweeted this out, in 2016, Miguel Cabrera got fooled drastically on a pitch by Jeremy Hellickson. Jeremy Hellickson, mind you, I believe it was 2 opening days for the Philadelphia Phillies. That's what times were like, folks. For those that don't remember 08 and 09, and then the big four, the 4 aces. After that, you know who we had? Jeremy Hellickson as our opening day starter. Okay? So if you're bitching and moaning about how the Phillies are playing at any given moment, it's terrible, it's so bad, it's the worst it's been forever. Jeremy Hellickson was our opening day starter for years. Anyway, okay. But Jeremy Hellickson, anyway, back to the point. Jeremy Hellickson threw a great pitch, breaking ball in the dirt to Miguel Cabrera in Detroit. Miguel Cabrera flails over it, right? And as he is swinging, he swings through the zone, and as he's swinging, he brings his left hand down and gives a thumb. Actually, no, it was his right hand. Gives his right hand thumbs up to Jeremy Hellickson, like, hey, good pitch. And he walks away. And I remember seeing that, and I'm like, no way. Oh, my God, he did. He literally gave the thumbs up to Jeremy Hellickson for a hell of a pitch. And they replayed it and replayed it and replayed it. And it was great. And so that just made me like the guy even more from a baseball standpoint. Anyway, Cabrera in that third inning steps to the plate at Citizens Bank Park. He grounds out to Trey Turner. High throw from Turner. Ellis, though, at first base, makes the play. Ibanez strikes out. Marisnik goes up there. He works a walk. McKinstry goes up there. And unfortunately for him, the at-bat is null and void because Marisnik gets caught stealing or picked off. I don't know how you would score it, but great heads-up play by JT Realmuto to realize that he was spinning his wheels at first base trying to steal second. He ended up trying to go back to first. JT Realmuto made the snap throw to first, got him out. You're out of the inning. No harm, no foul. Bottom of the third inning, Trey Turner gets that hanging cutter I talked about a second ago and bless it to left field for the home run in that full count. Realmuto then lines out to shortstop and Stott grounds out to second. Ellis ends up striking out to end the threat. By the end of that third inning, it's 3-0 Phillies. You just absolutely roll through the fourth inning by Aaron Nola. Phillies, unfortunately, get rolled in the fourth inning as well in the bottom portion of that inning. This was a little weird to me. Kyle Schwarber, this is his first time walking in the ballgame on the 4 pitches that I mentioned earlier. He walks, then tries to steal second with Nick Castellanos at the plate. He gets caught. They throw him out. Thought it was interesting, but that's just what they decided to do. Then Aaron Nola is able to get through the fifth inning on just 8 pitches, gets the 1 pitch at bat from Torkelson, who lines out to center field. Guthrie made a great running play on it. Maton ends up working a walk. 8-pitch inning, and he still gave up a walk. Then Haas steps up there again, another 1 pitch at bat, and this time it goes into the 6-4-3 double play. Nola's out of the inning with just 8 pitches. I'm thinking this is perfect for his pitch count. If you wanted to go last longer in this game and he's got the no-no going at this point, this is perfect, exactly what he needs. Phillies tack on a couple of more runs. Harper's at the plate after a Castellanos walk to lead off the inning. There's a wild pitch. Castellanos takes second. Harper gets the RBI single that plays Castellanos. He is thrown out at second, trying to stretch it into a single into a double. Then Trey Turner steps up to the plate. Trey Turner gets an inside fastball. Inside cutter was the first home run. Inside fastball was the second home run. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a name that some of you will know. Others of you will have no idea what I'm talking about. He put it up in Sal Fasano territory. Okay? I'm not talking about Sal's pals. I'm talking about Sal Fasano. Trey Turner belted a ball over where Harry the K's was into that second deck in left field. The only other player I can remember hitting a ball up there is Sal Fasano. And I think it was the last home run Sal Fasano ever hit in his brief career at the Phillies. But anyway, Trey Turner just jumped all over that fastball and crushed it into left field into the second deck. Absolutely majestic, beautiful shot by Trey Turner. Phillies go up 5-0 at that point in the game. In the sixth inning, again, Cabrera strikes out. Abadia strikes out. Another automatic third strike in that sixth inning. And then Marisnick ends up striking out as well. The 10th strikeout of the game for Aaron Nola. Then in the bottom of the sixth inning, Sosa grounds out to the shortstop. Guthrie ends up flying out to right field. Schwarber works another walk, and Castellanos gets an automatic strike on him, but not a strike three. He ends up flying out to center field just under the baseball. Just missed a home run. In the seventh inning, this is where you had some trouble. McKinstry leads off with a walk on 4 pitches. Baez reaches on a error by Edmundo Sosa at third base. Right call. I thought it was going to be an error. I didn't think they were going to give him a hit, so you saw the no-no intact, but you had runners on first and second with nobody out. Badu steps up there. Nola gets him to strike out. Torkelson grounds out. Beautiful play. To say a ground out. Edmundo Sosa makes a no-hit saving, run-saving, diving stop at third base, looking like Mike Schmidt, looking like Scott Rowland, looking like Brooks Robinson, sprawled out there, left at the third base, saves the game, or saves the run and the no-hit bid, fires the first, gets the out. You get 2 runners on at this point, and you have 2 outs. Nick Maton steps to the plate with a runner on second and third and 2 outs. Weird at bat in that Maton got pissed that the second strike of the at bat was called a strike. He thought it was a ball. Nola goes after him again with another knuckle curve. He fouls it away, goes after him with another knuckle curve. At this point, I know Maton loves to crush fastballs from his time here in Philly, but this is the time you give him a fastball. He gives him another knuckle curve, and you can see him. Oh, my God, you could see it on the replay. Maton, like, double-clutched, reset, and blasted the 3-run home run to right field. Now, you're in a situation where it's a 2-run ball game. The no-hitter's gone for Aaron Nola. It's a 2-run game. I went to a dark place in my mind, folks. Not only was he going to lose the no-hitter, but now it's a 2-run ball game. Oh, my God, is the bullpen going to blow this? Or the Phillies' bat's going to go silent? Whoa! And then Nola got out of the rest of that inning, got Haas a strikeout again. And then the Phillies' bats answered. You had shutdown inning after shutdown inning after shutdown inning from Aaron Nola. The bats had certainly supported him with 5 runs. He gave up the 3-run home run, and the bats said, you know what? We got you, fella. We still got you. And at the bottom of that 7th inning, Harper leads off with that single. Yee! Still feeling that elbow. Turner gets a single. Runners on first and third. Nobody out. Real Muto, thank you very much. 2-run double to left center field. Stott strikes out next. Phillies go up 7-3, by the way. Stott strikes out next. Ellis goes up there. He strikes out looking, but Real Muto stole third during the at-bat for Ellis. Sosa then goes up there, brings in JT Realmuto with the RBI single. Guthrie works a walk. They go to the bullpen. Schwarber ends up flying out to center field. But at this point, it's 8-3 in favor of the Phillies. Sir Anthony Dominguez comes in there in the 8th inning. He handles his business. Then in the 9th inning, Phillies are able to handle their business with Vasquez on the hill as well. Turner making a great leaping catch to help get out of that frame. But all in all, phenomenal game by the Philadelphia Phillies. 3rd win in a row. Keep on building on it. Keep on building. Please and thank you. Let's get to the chat check and see how you guys are doing. After this Phillies victory today, Babs leads it off for us. What's up, Babs? Hi, cute Farzi. I told you the Phillies always score a lot of runs when Nola pitches, and they usually have to win the game. There you go. Thank you, Babs. Appreciate the kind words of all kinds. John Kruk really wanted a no-hitter, didn't he? He certainly did. Just giving a quick look to see if anybody's tweeted about Bryce Harper as of yet, and I haven't. I don't see anything. Crazy, what's up, Crazy? All I need to know is that Bryce Harper's on. I'm with you right there. Scott, LFG. You're damn right, Scott, LFG. Nick Maton, no love lost. Crazy, I'm with you. John Marinelli, what's up? Trey Turner's back, baby. It's Turner time, says Scott. T-Bro, Trey Day. Trey Day. What's up, T-Bro? Babs, did you see him trotting around the bases a la Rhys Hoskins? Babs, I did see that. I wondered what the hell that was. I don't know if that's something that the Tigers do similar to the Phillies, because Rhys Hoskins started the rock on to the bullpen. And that's what he told me he called. That's what it is. You just rock on. Just don't let the bullpen know that he's thinking about him. He's been doing it for years. Rock on to the bullpen. So I don't know if the Tigers do the same thing. I don't think Maton would rub it in his former teammate's face. Let's put it that way. I don't think he was taunting or goading the Phillies in any way. Babs. Ruthless. Carson pitched against us tonight, and he sucks at baseball, too. I'm still not giving a 30-something million over there. Oh, I got you, Barbara. Sean Kilrain, how about your boy Trey? 4 for 5. Let's go. June, let's say the heat is on. It's June, and the Phillies are great. All right, anyway. June, let's say the heat is on. Sean, I agree. Marinelli, give Farsi some light. Thank you. Crazy, agreed. I am the other like. John? Oh! Hold on. I just liked my own thing. Self-promoting. Why you got to say that bleep about Bryce? Don't you take away my hope that he and the Fightins can turn it around. I think he can turn it around. I'm just saying is all. All right, let me push this one button over here, and I'll do the thing with the thing. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm looking at Todd Zalecki right now. All right, Todd Zalecki. Nothing on Bryce Harper as of yet. Okay, but we'll keep you posted. T-Bro, far as anybody crazy, it's a concern. It is a concern. Maytime with the bat flip on the 3-run home run was so pissed. The home umpire was priceless. He was pissed at the home plate umpire, Junior, whatever the hell his name is. I wrote it down in my notes. Hold on. Junior Valentine. By the way, of all the random things I've ever noticed about a baseball game, the last time Junior Valentine umpired a game for the Phillies was fairly recent, within the last week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. And I remember he wasn't making the strike calls. If a pitch was a strike, he wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't say anything. And they even made a reference to it on the broadcast. And then tonight I realized he was really into it. It was almost like Enrico Palazzo. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, I enjoyed the game a little bit more, and I think Maton did not. But as far as the bat flip went, I don't care about bat flips. I actually love bat flips. That's quite the opposite of not caring. I care about them greatly because I love them. I think they're great. And I think a pitcher shouldn't take it. And I know this is me as not a professional, as not a pitcher, but the batter is celebrating what they accomplished more so than what they did to you. So the people that get pissed at bat flips, I'm not. Don't include me in that thing. But then again, I also have a screw loose because I think if you throw intentionally at somebody, then the batter should be able to take the bat to the mound. Again, I might have a screw loose. Anyway, what else? What people got going on here? But Crocker really liked getting kissed on the cheek by his teammates. Professor Dutz, did you see that? Did you? I heard that same thing too. T-Bro, you're right. It's called a winning streak. You're absolutely right. John Marinelli, I still want to hear you sing some Sinatra. That was a strike on Ellis. That one strike on Ellis was brutal. Crazy. Yes, it was. That was Ellis's last at bat of the game. Yes. Yeah. No, I agree with you. That was a bad call. By the way, just because you're mentioning it there, John, and I know I referenced it the other day, how about I just sing some Sinatra for you guys? I did an event for CHOP at that thing. What's it called? At the Philadelphia Zoo. And I'm walking. I do like announcements like every 15 minutes for this great function they had going on. And I'd walk around. I saw the sloth bears with named Harper and Kelsey. That was pretty cool. And I'm walking. And this guy, I just kind of like, I could just tell the guy wasn't just going to walk past me. There was something, the guy was trying to make a connection with me. And it's an older gentleman. And he walks like kind of like close up. He was with his family, I assume. And he's walking with them, but he kind of like steps in my direction a little bit as he's walking by me. And he goes, can I get some Fly Me to the Moon? And I lost it. I started laughing my ass off. I just started going, whoa, that is a pull, my friend. That is a pull. If you don't know, you don't know. If you know, you know. But anyway, streak. My guy Farzy, see you in the AM. You know, 610-ish. T-Bro, we going to be on time tomorrow, fella. We going to be on time tomorrow. Sean Kilroy, watching the post game. They said he was waving to the bullpen. Maton, that is. Copy that. Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe with Maton out there, and I know Car Shield Matt Vierling isn't playing right now, but maybe they brought that to the Tigers with them, you know, to say hi to the bullpen after a home run. I don't know. Phillies back at it, and they'll go for 4 in a row. Tomorrow when they take on the Tigers. Another 6:40 start time for the Fightin' Phils. This time on the mound, Taijuan Walker will get the start for the Phillies. The Tigers, as of right now, have yet to name a starter. Taijuan Walker, well, I think we remember what happened the last time he was out there. It wasn't really great, all right? He walked 3 against the Mets in a 4-2 loss. Wasn't great. Wasn't terrible. He only lasted 4 innings, though. 3 earned runs, 1 home run, 3 walks. No bueno there for Taijuan Walker. Thanks for watching, everybody. My name is Marc Farzetta. This is the Phillies postgame show on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel, and it's brought to you by the great people at Colony Pools and Power Washing. Win and save this baseball season with Colony Pools and Power Washing. Let the experts get rid of that ugly green algae and mold off your roof, siding, and your deck. They service the state of Delaware, Delco, Chester counties. Call them now at 302-762-2250. That's 302-762-2250. Alex Schmidt produced the program, did a wonderful job as per usual. Be back with you guys tomorrow after the 6:40 start time for the Phillies. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Do you stream on a Roku, Fire Stick, Google TV, or Apple TV? Now you can watch 6ABC 24/7 with the 6ABC Philadelphia streaming app.
And the big story on Action News.
Search 6ABC Philadelphia and start streaming today.
Go to get your game on. Go for the beers. Go for the cheers. Go for the hit and the hits. Go for the stakes and the stakes. Go to get your parlay on. Go to get your party on. Go for the scene. Go for the screens. Go for the gallery. Go for the win. Go to Ocean. Visit theoceanac.com to plan your visit.
The greatest fans on earth. It's a bold statement, but would you expect anything less from Philadelphia? 58 years of heartache creates a toughness, a grit, a resolve not found in most. Sure, our prayers were answered, but now that we've had a taste, we're looking for more. Pondley Hockey, official partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Go passionately. Go fearlessly. Go confidently.
Go first!
Go confidently towards your goals with First Trust, Philly's hometown bank for nearly 90 years, and the official bank of the Philadelphia Eagles. We're focused on getting you over the goal line. So go with conviction, go with trust,
Go Birds!
and go forward with us by your side. First Trust Bank, the official bank of Philadelphia dreams. Oh, and go Birds.
This is Governor Ed Rendell urging you to vote for my friend Judge Pat Dugan for Superior Court. I appointed Judge Dugan in 2007 to the Philadelphia Municipal Court, where he now serves as its president judge. Pat is a proud Army veteran of 23 years. He served 2 tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. He's also recommended by the Philadelphia Bar Association. But most importantly, he bleeds Eagles green and hates those Dallas Cowboys. So get out and vote for number 3, Judge Pat Dugan for Superior Court.
Paid for by Dugan 2023.